Mercury's just not working with me. I'm telling you. So we're going to have a look at Virgo for the month of June. I don't know why I was going to say July, but we're not there yet. No, we're going to look at Virgo. And you guys, during Mercury retrograde, you know, both you and Gemini, as well as probably Taurus, especially because that's where Mercury was, you were going through all these changes. And again, you know, this can be to do with your wellness, your direction, your purpose. So in the mix of it, moving forward, you guys still can be in this little mini recovery, okay? Yeah, you won't get notifications when I do too many. So yesterday I was live all day. I think it was Yarn who was in there. I think you were in here too. And we're going to put the twin flame lives in here as well. So instead of the members actually getting, you know, the 3, we're going to do all the twin flame updates in here released to the public, the education content. So this is going to become a mini education personal development hub. And then we do the lives and energy updates on the main platform. Okay. And then I can touch base on different content, coaching sessions on the main page for the collective. We do have a super chat, an additional super chat coming up on Monday the 6th. So it'll be the 5th for you guys. It'll be your Sunday. If you want a Sunday session, you've got to go through the website and grab your ticket because the pricing will be different if they land, and it's whoever's got that super chat that day comes first, and whoever wants an additional, it's a different fee because it's a benefit, you know. First and best stress. Let's have a look at your energy, Virgo. So the 3rd level is where we've been having the lives, and so we're going to turn that into the weekly updates. We're doing the twin flame updates today. Masculine, feminine, karmic, which is great to look at yin and yang and personal development as well as the direct connection. You guys have got big changes coming. Okay, you're going to have some stress coming off your health. You've got 2 things going on here. Oh, God, what are you walking into? Heck, changes happening around romance and children. Old situations happening, maybe a situation to do with an elder. You need to be careful in your relationship sector. Something that was hidden in your relationship sector is coming to the forefront. Now, this can be a fallacy, a belief. You can feel a little bit disillusioned by your connection, but you also can exhibit a very bold kind of energy where you're, it can cause tension. Jupiter's great, but it also can cause pressure and tension. It can be passionate and lovely, or it can be projectile and frustrating. Okay? I'm telling you, Mercury is not making technology work. Just saying. Storyteller. Okay, there's something here. You're going to have some news, and I feel it's something of your life story. You're looking at it and you're saying, oh, gosh, you know, this is really interesting. Where is life at? Where is it going in the mix? There's something you feel you're moving into and you're a little bit worried about it. And I do feel there's this conflict, and this can be in your everyday life. 100%. It can be, you're trying from a spiritual point of view, is to deal with the transits, to deal with your life and get your compass back on track. So particularly if you feel it's almost like life is providing you with a new compass, a new direction, especially relating to your spirituality and your path. There can be a lot of things happening on the home front and big changes, and you could be really busy on the home front. You might be tidying shop, trying to get back on track. But there's a new story that's coming into your life, and I feel, you know, initially with the nervousness moving into the month of June, you can feel a little bit agitated, like, oh my gosh, do I need to be on defender? What am I fighting for? What path am I going? Mercury hasn't been nice to your sign. It is going to do you a favor in the long run, and I feel a lot of you have meditated from last month to now. Some of you might have felt that you were in the dark to do with the situation and maybe having to use your intuition and having spiritual tower moments in your life. We can, during that time, I feel it's really ascended. You know, if you can move into a hermit mode, reflecting and relating in relation to the past, it's probably the healthiest way to actually deal with it. It doesn't mean we need to push people out of our life. We might have had a lot of inner child coming up in feeling misunderstood. But I feel it's almost like your light is coming back into your life and you're realizing this need and this sense for purpose. Again, unfortunately, the inner critique can come through and be saying, hey, you know, why haven't I learned a lesson? There might be some people where they can be a little bit rebellious around you. It could be you or another person. You also may be feeling like you're taking a critical eye on your life, that you're wanting to, you know, be more wise, be wise to do things. There could be a house situation. You don't want to... could we feel that we have been hard done by? 100%. I mean, you know, you think about it. When you're feeling run down and tired, emotionally, we can spiral and we can go down and we can feel, gee, where is all that bliss? Where is all that happiness? And I think the thing that it was really showing us is where that tension point was in our life is where we actually have the problem becomes the solution, because we then can look at it and address it. And I feel it's by moving into the problems and looking at them head on, it's also showing us the light of an imbalance in our own personal life. Mercury, right? I feel there is going to be a moment where you actually could be deeply social and you're moving into your purpose and you're getting excited. Now, it's not going to feel that way moving into the beginning of the month, but it is going to ease up where you're going to get back on track and you're willing to put energy into things, providing you can see something's moving. There is this longing for information and longing for momentum, but there's something that you feel is hidden from you from your romantic partnership. This also could be in your career field, that you feel there's something hidden and there's a missing link, a missing puzzle piece. This also can be a piece of you feeling that it's gone astray and you've got to bring it back in again. Resurfacing creativity, resurfacing career factors, you know, the benefits of having career. And the funny thing is, one beautiful thing I learned about Neptune is retirement. You guys have that linking to your 7th house. So some of you might have gone into retirement. Some of you might be working really hard so you can prepare for that retirement. But there's something in a fallacy of it. And I think really when we look at purpose, career doesn't have to be a 9-to-5 job. It can be having a hobby, doing something that takes your soul to bliss. And I feel you could be working on something at the moment and going, okay, what is that bliss? Where is that direct energy? What am I trying to be patient with and feeling that I can't have right now? What is this place? I feel 3 friends. I also feel there could be a love interest and you're trying to be patient with the circumstance. There's something playing out. And look, this can be a very positive thing if you know that the person is dealing with a challenging situation and you do have the inner child coming up. It's not that your feelings are irrelevant, but it can be that you know, some of that is completely out of your control, and that's you empathize and understand, but at the same time you're kind of looking at like you have a personal need too. And so the question mark over your head can be, why am I being patient? But it's about honoring both sides of yourself, which is one, the emotional side of your life, and one, the other side is the logic and the understanding. So it's like we're adulting. It's like we're simultaneously trying not to battle with those things, but also trying to find ways that we can do things that are very blissful to us while we're enduring a challenging circumstance. That's what's been shown to me. There is someone in the mix that maybe is not as kind to you. This also could be a career situation, and you could be doing some transitions and changes. I do feel if a lot of money has been going out, I also feel a lot of money is coming back in. This can be lady luck coming in the shape of career. It also could be from wealth coming from an external source. Some of you are changing friendship groups, and it's like I do feel you're actually ushering in a lot of friendship groups. There's a potential that you may, with this, for some of you, it's relating to a romantic interest. There might be a group involvement. I think it is going to come together by month's end, and I do feel if there's some sense of a project, a dynamic that you're being patient with and waiting for, I feel it's being re-navigated and you're trying to find a way. So it's almost like I'm seeing Hansel and Gretel. You're going backwards to go forwards. For some of you, yes, this can be returning to a person. It can be returning to a career. It might be hearing from these people from the past and taking a little bit of the past and a little bit of the future and mixing it up. But I think the challenge has been actually doing that. Okay, you're going to take a very firm standpoint this month. And I do feel if this person is hiding anything from you, it's sort of the analogy I get. Either this is going to land, and I think it's going to land in two areas, really. I think it is both towards group situations, relationships, and contracts. Now, if you feel something isn't sustainable and information comes out during that time, you may decide, unless you see it in a particular way, you may not want to commit to the circumstance. So for some reason, I'm getting that you have options, but you are coming through in your own personal energy as the Emperor. Okay. Yes, this person is maybe on a journey. It could be, are we down the same path? Are we needing to reflect upon a circumstance we're dealing with? But I just get this feeling that if you're not getting something out of it, you're just not going to do it anymore. And I do feel this could be a change in direction. I do feel this is going to bring wealth, but I also feel you are requiring people to come equally. And it's, we talk about this from the things that we're seeing in the media at the moment. And from a Mercury point of view and a Virgo point of view, I think that you're going to be quite passionate. You're going to be willing to put your energy into a relationship, but it's really coming through very strictly. Unless you're doing the right thing by me, I'm not doing the right thing by you. So you could run the risk of, due to previous wounds, that you may react in this circumstance. If it's being exhibited towards you toxically, you could go into it protectively, which will then be the pushback. I do feel your love interest has a circumstance going on that is changing. This can be relating to their family or their own personal emotions. Whatever is going on their side of the fence, be it you together or not, I do feel it's not the nicest thing. It's sudden, it's changeable. Now, whatever, it feels like there might have been communication. Okay, this can be thought or actions relating to the past. This can be something that's very stressful. It can be either this person or you directly were dealing with a very stressful situation. Now, communication might have been really choppy in the Mercury retrograde. This is relating to you reflecting back, having revelations, but it could have been information that came towards you and it did make you stress, maybe stress for that person or stress relating to the circumstance, but you noticed where the tension points were, okay? This is the great thing about Mercury retrograde. It's bloody horrible to go through, but when you do, you come through the other side and you're like, I'm never going to do that again. Don't want to endure that again. And it gives you the light bulb moments. Now, I feel that something that was delayed, it might have been information, the way it was coming through, a perspective you saw. If there was any juggling, now the juggling doesn't have to be a third-party situation. It was trying to be everything to everyone, right? And I feel this has really been impacting your daily routine. You might have felt like Penny Little, the sky's falling down, trying to do a lot of things, really getting run down, never having time for self, and suddenly having a revelation that if somebody is pushing a perspective onto you, or you're having anxiousness and you're getting run down, you need to fill the cup. So I think you have gained clarity in what you want. Your concern is this instability going to continue moving forward? And your intention is you don't want it to, but you're potentially fearing it's going to be. Yeah. You potentially feel it's going to be. Some of you might have an opinion on, this could be for some of you a romantic interest in what they're doing with their time. Some of you are confused and concerned about the involvements, the circle of friends, the tribe and the habits that they've got. You're kind of looking at it going, I'm worried about you over here. It's almost like when you have a little bit of distance from a circumstance, you do see the things so clearly, and it might have been something you were doing and you were on autopilot, a beat, pray, repeat, and suddenly you've had that stop, and it's in the stop that we actually get such a large perspective and we look at that story totally differently. And I kind of get whatever you did have a revelation on, you now do require it to change. I think in a sense of moving forward, you kind of know unless these things change, it is going to become a burden. And so although we can't eliminate the good, the bad, and the ugly in society, you're trying to be more logical. You're trying to be a wise fool. You're like, yeah, no drama. You know, I'll jump in the deep end. I'll go and do what I need to do, whatever area this links to in your life. But you're definitely, it's like, I don't know why I'm getting coyote ugly. It's like seeing, sometimes we can be our own worst enemy. Other times it can be, well, okay, do I go in where angels spare to tread? Yes, in life, I do need to jump in the deep end without control, right? With having maybe my own personal control, but also realizing there's infinite ways this situation can go. So I think you've learnt a very valuable lesson. You guys do come through future tense, and I'm going to dive deeper into this because you have the sacral chakra in reverse, which does mean there's a lot of chemistry between you and this person. You could potentially be a little bit rebellious. During transits with Jupiter, you do need to be cautious of that. The other thing I can say is you may be bogged down by everything, and it's almost like you're trying to dig yourself out, and you kind of know that what you're moving into could be a little bit challenging just for a little bit, but you're not trying to be your own worst enemy. You're also going with the flow, and you're sort of like having a revelation that if there is a love interest you're observing, and you feel it is something that they emotionally need to deal with, whatever it is. And for some of you, it's your routine. It's like literally looking at it and going, is this manageable? Do I need to shake it up a bit? Do I need to change things about, or am I going to be stubborn and actually just say, hey, this is great. I was saying that last night as a Libra. You know, what can we do to alleviate some of these stresses? I think you're pondering a circumstance. I think you're like, okay, am I okay with stagnation? Permanently, no, you won't. Permanently living with burdens, you won't. There could be, for those of you that have children, I do think there's changes happening here. I do feel particularly at an emotional level, there may be something that is coming that is going to change in your circle. I don't feel it's necessarily happening in your life, loves. I feel it's in a contract, marriage, or partnership from the cards. So how do we explain that? This could be you have a love interest and they are dealing with the circumstance of ending a career. It might be a love interest, family members changes. It could be that there's babies, moving houses, or a person kind of passing over, because we do have the death card here, but you always get a brand new beginning when you have this. I'm not feeling it's on your side of the fence, even though we are moving into the future in this position. I do feel this is to do with a delay of the reason you haven't got your bounty prize, right? Some of you are fearing that because you've invested and there's been, you know, a lot of messy things going on over the last 6 months, that you're kind of saying, is this where it's going to be? Something's got to give. I do need to change it. And I feel to a degree, you know, in order for you to get this, there's going to need to be a restructure. There's moving pieces of the puzzle around. There may need to be a tower moment for a particular person. I'm feeling that if you were to hear anything negative, it's almost like in your mind's eye, you've been there, done yet, bought the t-shirt, didn't like it. If you've had some very hurtful emotional things happen, it's kind of getting to that point that the person wouldn't dare do that again. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like, because I do feel you'll hex and base them. That's about the best way I can describe it, because you're coming out as the Page of Wands. And yes, do we at times have outbursts and immaturity as human beings? 100% we do. But could you potentially get very cross if somebody is bringing BS towards you? 100%. And I do see this as a potential. It's like you will expect higher. You will expect better behavior. And it's funny that I'm looking at this as a statement piece I had back in 2017. It was a revelation I had through an awakening. And it was like, you know, and I had this very bad relationship at the end of it with my intuition. I was bloody mad at my intuition because it didn't tell me that somebody was going to hurt me. And I think that's what we're always wanting is, you know, oh gosh, can my instincts protect me? And that really goes back to the inner child and the ego being damaged, and then, you know, we form these routines and patterns to protect ourselves, when what we're doing is building up all these walls, like I mentioned in the twin flame video, where theoretically we want love, but to a degree we're being hurt so much that we put the wall up and we're like, Rapunzel, let your hair down. I don't know, it's the coast clear. So that's kind of the way it's been shown to me. But then I had this revelation that it was, if I hand you the baton, right? If I hand it to you, if I'm handing that to you and I'm giving you the golden pass to dance with me and you do wrong by me, I will take that back. I will take my light away from you and I will keep it for myself. Now, I'm not going to hide like the Hermit card in Tarot. I might for a term, and I might sit with it and go, okay, how do I feel about that? But I know then my instincts are not to tune into, are you behaving? Because I'm not your mother. If you know the rules, if you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. But if you don't, guess what? I'll take my baton and I'll take it elsewhere. Because you're the golden ticket. And it doesn't mean be egotistical and you are better than everyone above. No, not at all. It's that, no, you will take your energy elsewhere. You won't accept that. So could you be having these emotions coming up? Yes. Could you have some information that's coming up? Yes. I do feel it's got you to the point you want to be present in your life. And if people aren't stepping up, if people aren't understanding your goal in mind, your intentions to build a better future, be this is a work colleague, a love interest, I just feel where your energy's at the minute coming through the read, you'll just take your baton elsewhere. That's where you're at. Let's dig deeper. So can old wounds be coming up? Yes, particularly. But I think it's a statement piece. This could be a conversation that you have with the group energy. I think you're meditating about your whole future this month. It doesn't mean that these changes aren't happening. I even feel your aura and your attitude towards your friends, your family, your love interests, like you're going to be sassy. But you're almost saying, don't you dare ask more of me. I give my 100. I haven't filled my cup. And unless you're coming to put a portion of water in my cup or wine, I'm not sharing. I'm not sharing. You know, you're like, no deal. I think there's a conversation to do with your light and where you're wanting to go. This person does know they're not silly. Now, these can be people. These can be work colleagues. It's coming through in a myriad of ways. But your aura and your energy at the moment is making a statement. You are concerned it's going to happen again. Try not to manifest that. That is a them issue, however this situation is playing out for you. But I feel you're having a revelation where you changing your logic and your feelings to do with it is reaching a peace point. You're kind of having a peace pipe moment with self. I'm going to pull an animal totem card. You're accepting people for who they are, but you're seeing how wise you are. So wisdom can be almost standing in truth and going, look, okay, I'm going to focus on my side of the fence. I'm going to do what I need to do. I'm going to trust my instincts. I'm going to look after my health and wellness, and I know what I want. Do I trust that I'm worth that? Sometimes no, because I'm scared. But can I have that? Yes, I can, because that's my benchmark. That's what I'm needing. If we have an attachment and we're feeling run down, yeah, we're probably going to go into that spiraling and second guess ourselves. But you're tired of waiting. You're like, when am I going to be prioritized as a family? I think if you've had to do everything and you've been in an eat, pray, repeat routine, it's been affecting health, you've had people hurt you, you could initially be in protective zone, but you're going to be able to get on top of your routine. You're going to be able to get on top of your health. You're going to be able to you're requesting. Universe is almost showing you something. They're like, It's okay. You can ask for help. It's okay. People can step up. Trust that. Put that ticket down. Let it go. You've sent it out to the ethers, but don't tune into, oh, crap, the only person I'm going to attract into my life is negative people, more jobs, more responsibilities. Because I kind of feel there might have been some movement with your money and with love, with that heart-centered energy. But there also was a lot of old wounds that you've let go over the last 6 months. Where you're at the moment, spontaneity in the sacral chakra. At the moment, if you're feeling really fatigued and you just don't think anything's attracting you, it can be food, it can be the intimate thought, it can be the motivation. It can be spiking back up. You're holding your cool right now, but if people cross you, you can be a bit snappy. The other thing is you're deeply wanting to have romance, love, spice of life, fun, play, and work-life balance. And it's almost like going from meeting a person to dating a person, from dating to moving in together. There is this progression that is occurring here in your reading. And it's almost like you're saying, look, unless that's happening, please don't bother me, because I know where I'm going and I know what I'm doing, and I'm doing what I can to, to build this up. Some of you are wanting to go back to work, and it's not for work. It could be a hobby. Can it be a job? Yes. I think you're having a feeling you're going somewhere. Some of you might have to take a trip at a drop of a hat. Okay. I don't know. I'm going to pull a tarot card in a minute, because there's somebody here that's not being straight with you, and you know it. You don't know what it is. You don't know what's going on, but your instincts are saying you're going to get some news. And I don't know what this is, dolls, but it is coming through. Who is this person? Who's this Jacqueline Hyde? How does this come up? Okay, whatever. Something hasn't closed out. There's something that's closing out at the moment. You know that if it doesn't, okay, this makes sense. You know damn straight if it doesn't change, it's going to become a burden. That's the way it's coming through. You don't want it to be, your concern is, if it looks good, how am I going to know if it's good? And you won't. You're going to have to trust that process and go with the flow with it. So do I feel there's a protectiveness here? Yes. But if you usually know when something's correct, you usually know through your instincts, through a person's voice, your instincts will tell you. So, my advice to you at the moment is trust your instincts. My advice to you is where you are at the moment, some things have to change. And I feel some of you actually do know where those changes are. And by taking those steps in that area, damn straight it's going to be a lot better. You're also not going to take less. So adjusting to that can be a bit scary. But once you do, you actually attract it. So please do understand, love and where it's going as we go direct is going to be so much better. But I do feel there's a negotiation in the mix. If you feel you are dealing with a honey and you feel that they are not being transparent with you, ask yourself the question, are you being triggered? Or ask the critical questions. This other person could be, I think both of you are putting a brave face on, even though you're both going through a tough situation. I think if you keep the communication open and this communication comes through and you're transparent with each other, I feel you're going to have the breakthrough you need. But I do feel you're really looking at not only a loving situation, but balance in your routine. But most definitely, it feels like you're aching for creativity. And this creativity is going to keep you sane. Okay? I feel quite sadistic today. You crack me up. I'm just glad it's over and the shadow. I don't know. Look, even though we have Mercury going direct, we have it stationed on the 3rd. We do have a lot of squares and conjunctions. It's not over. It'll be direct, but there will be things coming at left field and hurdles and, until we get to that Sagittarius moon. And when we look back, you know, with the Sagittarius Gemini axis, we did have a lot of superstars passing away. We had the was it an NBA player that he passed away on a plane with his daughter? So you're going to have superstars. There's going to be things to do with religion and spirituality. Remember back to 2020 when it all went down, and it was, you know, to do with religion and race coming up. And so we're revisiting that again. Things to do with marriage. Yeah. Oh, the fun. So we're going to get into, I'm going to have a quick break. I wish you the very best for this month. It is going to get better, but I feel at the moment you guys maybe need to have a little bit of time to go easy in the first week. Let yourself get into recovery. We're all recovering from Mercury going station. It's dipping back into the house of Gemini, I believe, on the 14th. So you guys will have subjects relating to your purpose, like what am I doing? And anything that you gained, it's a little bit like you grab a suitcase and you go back to blast from the past. And if you haven't heard from them, it's mental, it's emotional, psychological. You're reflecting and thinking as it goes direct, whatever those pressure points were in your life or whatever that boring energy was, eat, pray, repeat, you're shaking it up and you're changing it. And it feels that you're moving forward with a different direction. Could some of you actually get money coming out of left field? Yes. But some of you are also looking at, how can I explain it? You might have to travel at a drop of a hat. That's all I'm saying. That's what's coming through. Okay. I got an email today from a woman. Oh. Yes, a bit karmic-y at the moment. Okay, beautifuls. I'll see you soon in the Members Hub for the Twin Flame updates. Let's have a look.